Welcome to the Accordion Hangout. Thank you for coming today. What I'm going to do is run through a song called the Miami Beach Rhumba. You'll find that in the fake book, but what you'll find in the fake book is not a lot of intricate music on this song anyway. So I'm here to dress it up and maybe give you a couple tips on how to play it in the sense that it's my style. And I've made some arrangements and some changes. I've changed some chords. I've added an introduction and some other goodies. And let me play it for you so you know how it kind of is and you get a hang of what's going to happen. So in any event, I'm going to play it from the top. I'm going to include my introduction. I have an 8-bar intro, and there's an interlude, and then there's a chorus, there's a bridge, and going back to the original 8 bars, and then we go back to the interlude, and then to the end. But I don't want to get too complicated with these parts and stuff. It's not my motivation. I want you to have some fun in playing the song and skipping a lot of the jargon. So this is how it sounds. So that's basically how it goes. I have the music posted on these various sections that I've related to you. I'm having it posted on this clip, so I'm going to go through each little section and kind of tell you what I did, and sometimes why, and sometimes why not. In any event, starting off with the introduction, I know I needed an introduction to this fake book song, so I said to myself, well, I could probably make one up. You know, you could make a simple one up. Some of these songs, you know, you could use G, A minor, D minor, G seventh. I mean, it's the very simple introduction. But so as I was in the fake book, however, within this Latin section, I saw a song called Miseraloo, which I knew from the past, and maybe you know it. But it had a few chords in it. I laid my fingers on it, and it sounds like this. I thought to myself, well, wait a minute, I could probably make an introduction to Miami Beach Rhumba using those chords. And that's kind of a little tip I wanted to offer you for what it's worth. And so I did, and it sounded like this. So it's appropriate, I think. This one won't go down in history, but it's something you can use. And another little idea on an introduction, especially for something like Miami Beach Rhumba, you could use the last 4 bars of the song, or sometimes, if it works, the last 8 bars. But for instance, let me give you a little example of this. All right, this is where I would start my introduction. Go right into the song. So it's the last 4 bars. So you can use the intro that I made up. You could use your own, or you could use the last 4 bars of the song. So in any event, I want you to know that, you probably heard it, what I do is sometimes I go up an octave in my playing on certain parts, and that's just my personal preference. I'm not putting it in the music because I want you to use your own creativity. Sometimes it works, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't like to play down here. I was taught not to do that. I haven't done that in like years. Sure, I'll go down there occasionally if the music calls for it. But I stay away from this area of the keyboard because it gets muddy and not good. So I don't recommend that at all. All right, so the next part we have is this interlude, and on the music that I posted here, you'll see that it's in single notes. Yeah, see, I don't play that. I don't play the single notes. I haven't for years on this particular song. But I think what I do is octaves, and I know that's more challenging technique-wise, but I think it sounds better. It sounds more in a Latin mode. Yeah, I don't have the particular accents that I used just now on the music, but you know, again, that's up to you. I leave that to you and your creativity. All right, so the next portion is the initial chorus, and if you'll see that, you'll see the old fake book version line, and then you'll see a new fake book arrangement. So what I do, the way I started out on line 1 here is I start out, I deleted the D note on the top. If you see that old fake book version, I deleted the D, and I'm just going with a quarter note rest, and I'm playing it like this. And I'm doing it on this. On the third measure, the same thing, I eliminated the D. All right, now what I want you to remember is an optional way of playing that whole line is this way. rather than eliminating the D on the first measure, you keep it in. You hit it right on the first note, first beat, and you hold it down, because that will make your G minor chord here very what is called open, and big difference in sound. Listen. You hear me holding down that D? Yeah, it's a bigger sound. And on the second measure, you'll hear me play an A flat rather than the D7 that's indicated above in the old version. I've changed the D7 to an A flat. Why did I do that? Because I think I've heard it always played that way. I've played it that way all the time. And I think many years ago, my instructor told me to do it that way. And that's something I can't remember. It's been too long. So let's go to the third measure where that D7th is. All right. You can hold down a C below that D7 chord in the third measure, a C, because it'll make it just like an open chord as the G minor. Now let me try that from the beginning of the line. So I don't want to confuse you, but hold down the D before, right on the first beat of that G minor chord. Now I want you to hit a C. So you hear the open chord on the D7th. All right, so that gives you some alternate sound. Now, let me try it from the beginning of the line again. And I want you to take note of the fourth measure. I have that I have that chromatically going down. That's an extra added flurry, and kind of pleasing to the ear. So let me just take from the beginning of that first line, and I'm going to hold that note down in both the G minor section and the C and the D7 section. So. And then we go on. And you'll notice now the second line, when I've done the second measure, take a look at that old version. You'll see a D7 in the second measure. I've changed that to an E flat 7. Why? Well, it's kind of the same reason I gave you on that A flat, okay? And I don't know if I'd even be worried about the why, because I think it sounds better. So, all right, that takes us to the bridge. Now the bridge is fairly standard and simple. I haven't done much to it. Let me try it from the top here. All right, now on the last measure, I went up with my optional, I chose to go up an octave. As I said to you before, you have that option, okay, depending on where you feel comfortable. And I felt comfortable going up because I think it makes a lot of difference sound-wise, power-wise, and otherwise. And I want to bring to your attention, let's see, okay, so the last line, the second line of that bridge, what I did is instead of the D7th In the old fake book version, I put an E flat. Well, it says E flat ninth. It's like a seventh E flat, but it's an E flat chord. So again, I think it just sounds better. And all right, okay, so that's the bridge, and then we go back to the original first 8 bars that sound like this, again with that optional hold down the D for the open chord and hold down that C for that D7. So and then toward the end it goes back to that interlude. Yeah. Now additionally, I'm going to show you something that is an addition. It's I think it's a sound good thing. I've said this in the past, that if you're going to play a song like Miami Beach Rhumba, so okay, you play it once, it sounds good, you have your audience, you got the attention of the audience, and they think it sounds great, and then so you think to yourself, well, gee, I'll play it again. Let me give it a second time around. But sometimes that's okay. However, don't play it a third time. It gets too boring. That's just my opinion, okay? And so what I've done here is when I played it a second time, second chorus, I learned an additional different bridge, okay? So I've written that down. You'll see it on the screen, but I learned this unusual bridge part from a very excellent saxophone player, and when he played it, I was backing him on the chords to the song, so it didn't really affect me, but the melody really did, and so I'm going to play that for you. Now again, this is a substitution for the bridge. Okay, this is 8 bars, and let me play a little bit before the bridge starts, and then I'll play it for you and end it in a good place. So here we go. See. This is it. All right. That's kind of a strange fill-in for the bridge, but it works, and let me do that one more time for you. It's, to me, I kind of smile every time I play it. I chuckle because I think it's some kind of John Philip Sousa march or something, but it's a section. It's not a whole song. So here it goes again. Into the last part, and with the interlude and all that. So, okay, I think that's a few different ideas. I hope that you can maybe catch on to one or so, and it might help you somewhere along the line. I try to fashion this these little arrangements and these tips for the all skilled, the middle skill and the high skill. Sometimes it doesn't work because you can't do that, So I know that the players with real initiative will try the things that they haven't mastered yet, and I know that the higher skilled player will probably adapt or try to adapt some of this stuff and maybe even take it to another level. But we all have our styles. So I just hope that I landed a few ideas in your head. And what I'd like to also mention is that if you haven't subscribed to me, I would appreciate that, because that gives me the inspiration to go on, and it lets me know that you might like what I'm doing here. And also, if you have any questions or comments, please deposit them on YouTube in written form, and I'll address them for you. So other than that, keep practicing, keep smiling, and have a great day, and I'll see you later. Thank you.